All right. The next item on the agenda was actually amended, and the next item on the agenda is going to be the appointment of Susan G. Rosenthal to the position of Secretary and Vice President for Legal Affairs of the Corporation.
I believe all of you have met. I believe all of you have met Ms. Rosenthal. The position is critical to the operation of the corporation. I am personally very impressed with her credentials, and obviously she understands state government, leaving the Department of Agricultural and Markets to come here. She is familiar with all the rules, regulations, and aspects of issues that we deal with every day. For myself, I strongly recommend Ms. Rosenthal for this GC position. She is more than qualified. My understanding is that she has met with many of the board members, and I believe that they have gotten her resume also. And at that point, that's all I have to say.
I did meet with Susan, and I was impressed with her background. She has quite a number of years of very responsible and management level experience in private practice. She also has significant experience in state practice, which is very useful for this position. I'd just like to say personally that there are three elements that I need to untangle for this. First of all, there's the Don Lewis is not counsel anymore. There's that. There's the fact that as a public authority, we work in two perspectives. One is as a semi-autonomous agency, and the other is a challenge to the autonomy that we exist in a state environment, that we are under the executive branch in some strange way. So the director of budget needs to review and approve our personnel changes, for example. So our staffing plan. So that said, there's an advantage to having someone who has worked in private sector and understands ways of working with staff, developing staff, and bringing the department forward in a useful way, a way that will be useful to the people serving us for a long time. I mean Arthur and Lotta in particular. So I'm hoping that she mentors them. I hope that she can represent our interests successfully, balancing our needs and our requirements with state needs and state requirements in a way that advocates for our position. That current need will drive my decision to support this appointment.
Well, I'm going to be abstaining, so I may as well explain why before we get to the vote. I think this whole process absolves us of our fiduciary responsibility that the law says we're supposed to be living up to. And I don't feel that getting one candidate from the governor's office and having the ability to say no if we want to is really living up to that duty. I think to do it the way the law intended means we should go out, we should do a search, we should interview multiple candidates, and we should decide which candidate we want. I have no problem with approval coming down because we're a state agency, but I have a problem with us not doing our homework, so I'm going to be stepping out of this whole process. I did not meet her, and by the way, this has nothing to do with Mrs. Rosenthal. I'm sure she's very well qualified. I'm not sure. I don't know because I'm stepping out of the process, so I'll be abstaining.
Yeah, it's the same situation we had. I discussed this with Dennis Tamakata. I'm not entirely certain why we even bother with the vote aside from pro forma, because we had no choice in either decision. So it is.
That is true. I have to admit I'm in agreement with you, Margie, as well. What you say, Michael, is true. Why even bother? Because she's coming here regardless of our vote. However, I did meet with her, and I have to admit I think she would be, even though we were not given our due diligence as we should have more than one candidate to look at. We should at least, they should even go through the process of pretending. There's no pretense here. We know that the governor wants her here, and she's going to be here regardless. But I did meet with her, and I have to admit I do think she's going to be a good fit. She seemed to be very knowledgeable. She has had lots of experience. And I think I would have done better not meeting her. Definitely done better with not meeting her. But after meeting her, I feel that she would do well here. I'm not happy with with Mr. Lewis's absence here. There's a lot of questions I have that have not been answered. But we do need someone here now. I understand that we have a need, but then on the other hand, why dismiss or why is he not here? We have a need. He should be here until something is settled, until we got it settled. I would not have dismissed him, or he would not have left, or whatever the case is. We're in the dark, and I don't like that. So basically, I know that she's going to be here regardless of whether or not we vote or not. And I think Michael has a point. Why vote? Because she's definitely going to be here. And I spoke with her. She said that she's been told what to do. And it's true. I mean, when you work for the state, you are told what to do. And that we all know. So.
May I speak to board members? Have any other comment?
I just want to say one more thing since you're sitting here. Sometimes it works out. I had the same problem with Charlene. Charlene's here. We all work together fine. And that's fine. But the process is still basically wrong.
I agree.
And Bob Lewis. Bob Lewis was inflicted on us by the state, and Mike was tossed off. It happened before. Even in Don's case, when someone punched out so that some counselor just one years.
Yeah. May I speak to this point? And it is true, Margie. And I had asked you a particular question, and I remember your answer, and you have been true to it. Margie, when we met on a personal basis, when I was interviewing for the job, stated that she was going to abstain, that she did not believe in the process. I asked Margie if we could work together, because if she thought we could not work together, then I did not want to be here. And she said, no, this has nothing to do with that. We can work together. I give you my word. If you work, I'll work with you. And she has been absolutely true to her word. So I understand the concerns of this board. Faye, I'm glad you met Susan.
I mean, if I had not, I would have definitely not voted for her. I have to admit that after meeting her, I found her very well qualified. And if I had had several people, though, I might have found someone else I like better.
And I understand that all of you have a problem with the process. However, it is a state agency. The one thing that I disagree with you is that you do have a vote. I asked you, I recommend Susan, you've all met, and most of you have met her. I recommend her, but you do have the vote. That's not taken away.
We have a vote.
Yeah, and this is sort of somewhat of an emergency, because it is a critical aspect, and we're going through critical times right now, as you all know, in a variety, some very good, some very trying, but definitely critical. So I ask that Susan Rosenthal be...
Well, I did ask you after meeting her, I asked you, my main question was, how did you get along? Do you like her? Do you feel that you could get along with her? Because I feel that we need a working group of people. the same thing with Frances. I feel that, she came, she's a good fit, and I think she worked out well also. So, but I don't like this system. I don't like this, what way it's going. But I am going to vote her in because I feel that she's very well qualified.
Thank you.
I think if I could just add something, I mean, we all were obligated to do 1 day's worth of training as board members for public authorities. And, the board here has never operated according to the rules in which we were trained, in which we were really supposed to be much more independent. So that is a disturbing issue, which it would be nice to have this settled one way or the other, because, I happen to like Susan a lot. I like you a lot, but the thing is that what we were trained, in terms of our independence has not really proven to be the case.
My understanding is that there's going to be a representative from the state coming down very soon to meet with all of us and discuss those very issues, because I believe that they should be resolved also.
Yeah, because, we all have manuals as to what our responsibilities are. And it's been sort of hard to apply what we were trained to the, bringing on new, senior staff, in all honesty. So I would like for that to be resolved, especially since most of us have been on this board for quite a while, and it seems as though things are just staying the same.
And hopefully, hopefully you'll stay the same.
But we'll see, okay?
We gave the same speech when you came on board, so I want to apologize to Susan. This has absolutely nothing to do with you. As far as like in the case was done in Colorado, that you are probably a well-qualified person. We just object that all these things happen, and we have almost absolutely no say. We still have to take a vote by law, but you people come and they go. We get one person, and that's it. We're absolutely told we can't do a search, we can't post a job, and we get. Although in some cases they work very well, and in other cases in the past they have not worked out very well. But either way, the board doesn't get to actually exercise a whole lot of due diligence in selecting people.
I move the motion.
Second.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Ms. Lewandowski?
Aye.
Ms. Christian?
Aye.
Dr. Grimm?
Aye.
Mr. Kraut?
Aye.
Mr. Pallavi? Aye. Mr. Shinozaki? Ms. Smith?
Abstain. If we don't start abstaining, it'll never change.
The motion is approved with six directors voting for and 2 abstaining.